out on engage comps going up against engage comps. There's also just the other way is to have a reactionary team with love CC to be able to shut down anyone who comes into your team and lock them there and turn it around that way. So if I was to say anything for Eanix going into this one, if they aren't going for the engage, but it looks like they will so far because of that Lance pickup, then just a good amount of CC is still going to help them out.
Yep.
Oh, and there is a good amount of CC as they pick up the Catherine as well. So they're going to be putting this Lance more than likely in the jungle as a weapon power.
So that is a lot of CCs. I think for the entirety of the game, both of these heroes kind of covers all the CCs that's available. Is it all the CCs? Oh, besides Fair, but then they've got the Root, they've got the Silence, they've got the Stun. So at this point in time, the side of Eanix looks
on great.
Oh right, and knock up on Grace as well. So they do not have the knock up, but at this point in time, the side of Eanix seems and Snare as well. So okay, so pardon me, but they've got majority of the hard CCs of Vainglory and Staffed as well. Okay, let me start. But anyways, we do see in response to that CC heavy team comp coming up from the side of Eanix, Elite 8 will respond with a hero that has got a silence in his kit as well, and that will be that of Vox. And of course, to wrap up the side of Elite 8's team comp, we will see a Taka as well. Honestly, for a Taka going up against a Lance, I'm okay, chat, I'm done. And
well, they might not have quite over CC on this side of, I believe it's Eanix now on the red side. So, however, they do have a lot more compared to the last game. They're going to pick up that Scarf again, but this time they do have that CC to complement it, and it is a bit more of a front line. You have this aggressive Aroma being Catherine, and then as well as having the Lance there. I think it's more so they're going to try lock down targets for I Angry You Die on that Scarf to just really be able to land the Spitfires on and hopefully the Goops, and then be able to really confirm some kills. However, if we look to the side of Elite 8, they were able to pick up that Grace, and they have the Taka as well. That's going to be a good engage there on that side, but obviously not quite as strong on the CC when they only have that Grace as their main initiator.
Yep, they do have the benediction, the slow on benediction, but there is one thing definitely and for sure, it's that they would have the better early game overall, especially with the Taka going up against the Sky, but going up against, not the Sky, sorry, against that Lance. But problem is that I'm still kind of iffy with that Taka pickup going against a Lance. I mean, granted, you can dodge out all the CCs coming out from the side of Team Eanix, but at the end of the day, would you be able to take down such a tanky comp? They are just basically sandwiching that of Scarf, allowing Scarf and basically locking heroes down on the side of Elite 8, so that Scarf can just output as much damage as possible in the shortest amount of time with their Spitfire and Goop combination. So if that's the case, then the side of Elite or the side of Eanix would not have a ton of damage, if I'll be honest. So looking at the draft itself, I request a duo. What do you think? Who do you think will come out on top? I mean, we saw how Elite 8 play. They played a very heavy CC comp in the previous game, and in this game they do not have it.
I agree with a lot of what you say there, and how that if Eanix aren't able to peel for that Scarf, they lose a lot of their firepower and might just have to back down from a lot of fights in those situations. And depending on how tanky this Lance is going to want to build, could also heavily change that. So I would have to say that Elite 8 have the upper hand there. However, overall, I have a bit of confidence in the side of Eanix, and I think they'll be able to pull it off, or at least I'm hoping so.
Well, definitely, I do have the confidence as well. We are jumping right into the fold at this point in time, so let's throw it over to our amazing casters, Asarai and Mini. Take it away.
Thank you for that intro, and you guys are amazing yourself. All right, so we're now looking into the possible last game in this best of 3 series between Elite 8 and Eanix. So they were talking about how, you know, Elite 8 a while ago had so much crowd control, but now it's practically non-existent. So what do you think about that one, Minimiter?
I think the comp from Eanix, it can work. Weapon Lance and a support Catherine, it can work quite well, but it's going to be really hard for it to pull off. Because obviously, you're going double roam with a scarf. We saw that earlier today with a Grace Adagio scarf to try and keep that scarf alive, but that was obviously a jungle scarf. This is a lane scarf, which we haven't seen much of at all. So Crystal Power laners have really fallen out of the meta quite hard, and I think it's good. I think I prefer Elite 8's comp, even though they haven't got that much CC. Taka and Fox really work well. They can either not fight or they can engage, but that's going to be dead Fox. There's nothing he can do about that. If you're Fox and you're farming up your your lane anywhere near the starch bush of Eanix, you're going to get ganked so quickly. And even if you're not anywhere near, you can get gooped by Scarf, get slowed, and then they can land a stun that impale and you're going to die.
Yeah, just a lot of nice combinations there for pick-off here for Eanix. But tell me about like how you think about this Taka pick for E8. Like, how does this, like, in your opinion, mesh well with their composition going up against Eanix's?
I think the tackle works well against the Scarf, and he's quite good against Catherine because he can generally use his chitin to dodge stuns and silences that Catherine has. But you can't dodge everything. You can't dodge the stun and the root and the Githian wall and the goop. So he has to choose what's the most important for that particular team fight. So I think it's going to be all on Anime Save Me to crucible the Catherine silence so that Taka is free to do what he wants. Because if that silence does land from Catherine, Taka won't be able to go invisible, won't be able to dodge or do really any damage, and then he's going to get killed by the weapon lance. Because if you get impaled by that lance, it's going to do so much, and it's unlikely Official Hand's going to build an Atlas because there's no point atlasing anything. Your lance is pretty much there for impales and one basic attack, then back away, and obviously for CC. And Taka is there to dive on Scarf, so the Atlas is just pointless. So he's not going to have any weapon power defense unless he decides that Metal Jacket is necessary. So that's really going to be the win tradition of Elite 8. It's just let Taka dive on Scarf and Vox just be doing what he can.
Yeah, doing what the Vox does, kite all day long, side to side, sonic zoom in like the Flash. And, well, it was a little bit of a misstep there for Jaegers getting caught out, but it's just the start of the game. We'll have to see if Eanix can follow through, use this double CC front line of theirs. Ooh, I agree with that. No, it's the very edge of that recall animation.
About the support home. It looks like he's actually going to go for a Solar Blade Lance instead of a Tension Bow first. We've seen a lot of Tension Bow Lance just to get that on-hit burst damage. But Solar Blade does very similar. It just is constant damage as opposed to only having every 6 seconds. And then it's going to be Jaegers in a much better position. He obviously had to use Sprint Boots, which is not what he wanted, but he didn't get stunned, he didn't get impaled, and he didn't die. Using your boots is much better than dying, as I'm sure everyone would agree. And Lance was in lane, so he would have died to the impale and the basic attacks. Now Ongi is back in jungle. Jaegers is being pushed quite a lot by this Scarf and this Catherine, so he's able to farm his way under tight, but that's all he can really do. He can't pressure against this Scarf, which I'm sure he'd like to do, because you don't want Scarf to be able to get towards late game. You want to pressure her early. Even though the weapon power Lance will fall off really hard in the late game, once we get towards mid, he'll be a real force to be reckoned with, and Vox doesn't know Lance is there.
Ooh, the damage from that impale, but Official Hind trying to provide a little bit of support, and he survives. And Jaegers gotta be careful because Truppies can put down a Spitfire. And if you actually saw the CS, look at how Truppies is already 35 to 22 compared to Jaegers.
But Jaegers has been not doing the best CS this game. I'm noticing him missing quite a few under turret, which is obviously he hadn't shot, so it's really hard for him to CS under turret. And now it's going to be Attacker almost falling, kiting.
Oh, he does!
Not quite. Keeping him alive.
These positions from E8 this early on could prove a little bit fatal as Eanix start to rack up the kills as well as the last hits on the minions.
It definitely is just going to farm this wave, and Vox actually going to get a bit of ambient with Taka. It was before Vox cleared that wave, Taka actually had more CS than Vox did, which really shows how much Vox is being pushed back by this Lance and Catherine in lane. He's being forced to either miss farm or die, and he's chosen the miss farm option, which is all right. I think it's the better choice, because if he had died, they might have already lost the turret, and he would have lost even more CS. And Taka's going to try and catch out Truffies. He'll be okay, be able to back off. There was a scout trap in that bush, so Visual Hide needs to be careful. Scarf with their full tier 3 item. Vox can pick up a poison shiv when he does shot, which will really help him farm when he gets a little bit more damage, because the main problem why he couldn't CS under turret was if he did one basic attack on a minion after it got hit by the turret, it wouldn't kill it, and Hunyega's porting in a very greedy position. He was not caught out, and Eanix going to try and push this wave, but I doubt they'll be able to get much turret damage off it.
Well, as long as E8 are there for the response, they should be able to protect this one, but Hunyega's is trying to defend the turret. Taka is still a little bit of ways off, actually is in the jungle, so he won't provide any support for his teammate. That turret is so ripe for the taking here, and Eanix, you can see they really want to, but Iangry decides otherwise. He's gonna get his camps. Yeah.
He's going to get his Soul Blade now, which is such a big power spike for Eanix. They really want to fight. Taka's going to be exposed by the scout trap. Will he be okay?
I think he just might activate. Actually, he doesn't activate his boots. Official high one. The Githyan wall. The Kaijin keeping him alive. And look at that. Nice back away. They thought he was going to go to enemy save me, but he just goes and loops around to the other side to dodge the damage. Wow.
He's not overextending. He's just going very, very, very low and deep with dying. He was extending exactly right. It was very risky. I think everyone else would have just run away and not bothered X-Rexing in onto Angry Die, but Official Hide knew what he was doing. He didn't die, but this turret does not actually fall. Scarf didn't land the goop onto the turret. It actually went onto the minions. And Anime saved me bootsing and fountaininging that may be accidental. Yeah, he's going to port home because he did bounce to keep himself nice and healthy, but now it won't be up for this next team fight.
Oh, here comes Official Hind from the sidelines. But the poke damage is just too much from Eanix. Official Hind trying to back away. There's going to be the lance. Oh, he connected that impale and it found its mark. Oh my goodness, the Githyan wall, the damage, the blast tremor as well. 2 for 0 with the turret. This is not looking good at all for Elite 8.
Yeah, that was a Githyan wall into a Spitfire from Eanix. Lance used the Githyan wall to push Vox so that the Spitfire that Truffies spat out would connect. And then the blast tremor burst damage was just too much. So extremely well played from Eanix. They are going to have this early game, and they're already at a 4k gold lead against 17k against Elite 8's 13k. Now up to 14, so this is a really good position for them to be in with a Scarf that will scale to late game extremely well. If you win the early game, that's a bonus, and a Weapon Lance pretty much guarantees that you are going to win the early game because he's just got so much damage before anyone builds any armor. You can't really contest against dying if you die.
Yeah. But wait, Official Hind proves otherwise. Goes aggressive. X-Retsu's the face of Truffies. If they had a little bit more leeway there, I think that might have a nice initiation here for Elite 8. But not just yet. Eanix have such a good control into this one. There's the Blast Tremor going on off of cooldown, so we got ourselves a team fight. Fountain for Renewal and Atlas Pauldron, but by Rubber Monkey as well. So aside from that, don't know if Minimiter is still there. Oh yeah, there he is.
I'm here. As you said, Official Hind was really good at when he dived into Truffies, he did extremely well and basically got Truffies to half health with just a X-Repsim and then a Chitin. So that was extremely good from Official Hind. But they haven't been winning these team fights, and they're doing quite well to back off and not engage when the Eanix have got the. They're winning.
Official Hind, though, is going aggressive. Activates the X-Retsu, who gets the last hit. It's going to be the Scarf. That's not good for Elite 8, but if they can get the kills, maybe, just maybe, oh, there's the Breath of Fire, or rather the Dragon's Breath, and he won't be able to, won't be able to escape. Jaegers, again, the port to awkward positions, but he'll be porting in a better one. Still, though, they forced the fight and they lost it, giving even more bonuses here for Eanix.
Yeah, they tried to steal the gold mine, and by trying to steal it, they give up the turret. It does appear that Anime Save Me is disconnected, so hopefully they will fix that quite soon and be able to play. Because Elite 8, they're going in 2v3, they're not going in. Well, obviously they can't go in together because they haven't got all their players, but they should just back off. Don't look to fight unless you're in a good position to do so. Either fight under sentry or just wait and back off until your team are fully there. So Jaegers just going to take the farm. He could be in trouble here. He's going to get stunned, and yeah.
Oh, double stun, double poke. What can you ask more for Eanix? That was not looking good at all.
Certainly not. It looks like they may even get this turret. Nope, and Official Hein's going to try and run, and they are just going to push the turret now. That's another turret destroyed for Eanix. Official Hein doesn't know what to do. They're actually going to. They want to port home. They've all got at least 2k gold. So Eanix do not really want to fight. They want. Yeah, Lance has got himself a tension bow, pretty much from nothing. And Jaegers picked up a Slumbering Husk, and it was already been procced, so that's not great. However, they might get a kill onto Catherine here. What do you think?
They are going to be able to, I think. Oh, the Storm Guard. But not the case. They will be able to win that one, but Iangry is back and legit. He is angry, goes in aggressive, misses the connection of that Impale. And here comes another Xretsu. Official Hein is blood hungry right now. There's so much aggression here, but I mean, aggression does not mean kills, and they got, well, legit beats. Double kill for Eanix.
Yeah, that was Lance Duo. Trophies with 3,000 gold. Just going to pick up a full broken myth, isn't he? He just can pick up everyone. Yes, he is. He's going to get a full broken myth just because he can with 3,000 gold. So I think the fact that Iron Gudai managed to come back and he managed to come back with a tension bow recently picked up just means he could turn around the fight. Even though it looked like Taka was doing quite well, once Lance had come back, it was really no contest. There's almost a 10k gold lead for Eanix, which some people call the point of no return. It's at 9k at the moment, and with this gold mine going over, it's going to go to about 9.5, so it's going to be very close. In fact, I think Elite 8 wants to steal. He's going to get it.
They get it, though. Official Hein 1v1 against Trophies. They got to back off and give some support to this Scarf. That's going to be the case. Jaegers backing away. Look at the damage, though, from this Lance. Even though he doesn't have a lot of attack speed, he got a lot of poke damage. Oh, that's going to be close. He won't be able to connect his finalizing blow onto the Lance, and that's going to be a 2-for-0. What is happening?
Just barely surviving. They're going to take out the sentry. There's not much else they can take. They can't push the two base turrets because the minions are far too pushed themselves. So they're just going to take the backs away, and Iron Gudai is probably going to port home. He is quite low on health, so if he gets caught out, he could be in a little bit of trouble.
What is happening here, though? I mean, E8 have been forcing so many fights back and forth. It looks like they're just trying to push their luck, push it to the limit, but that's not going to be their winning factor here. They don't have...
Elite 8 trying their best to take a good fight where they can dive onto someone and just burst them down. But it's so hard to do, unfortunately. It looks like, Anime Save Me isn't connected, so it's so hard to do in this situation when you are 2v3, because you just have to do what they're doing now and just back off and hope. They're going to go in and try and fight. This
might be the final fight for E8 as they race in their ranks to actually provide any frontline support. And Crystal Sentry is out, but it's in a... I mean, he's not going to deal enough damage or, prove to be a defense monster here for E8. Finally, Enemy Safety is back, but I think it's just a bit too late for E8.
It may be too late, but Anime Safety is back, so he's got 3k gold. He's able to pick up at least one item. Probably,
they're trying to go in. Is this it? The Hail Mary pass for Kaiten was used, Xretsu was used, Official Hein backing up. Oh, the damage. And here it is, Truffy's full-blown out Dragon's Breath. He gets it. Only Hunjägers to survive, but does he have enough AoE damage? He gets plowed around like a toy. And there you have it. Eanix will be pushing this into a Game 3.
Well, triple kill for Iron Gudai at the end there. And I may say, he did return just in time to watch the veined crystal shatter. And so we will be going into a game. They will be playing a Game 3. That was as you said, it got to the 10k gold lead, which is at the point where if you are going to turn the fight around, you need someone like a Baron or someone like that who will scale extremely well into late game. Whereas what they had was a Vox, which does scale quite well, but they're up against a Scarf. The Scarf is one of the best late game heroes in the game, so you're not really going to turn it around when you're 10k gold behind, because Scarf is going to fall off. Scarf just isn't going to fall off. She's going to keep ramping up, keep getting more damage, and then more absolute destruction. And Iron Gudai with that Sword Blade tension